All right. Um, so as you know, I did interview Huggy
Yeah.
about everything, and so I wanted to go ahead and do pretty much the same thing for you, where I just kind of like let you, speak your side of everything, and kind of talk it through. So yeah, whenever you're ready, if you want to go ahead and start with, like what started the issue between you and Huggy.
Um, what started the issue? I guess really, so I know in the interview and like there's been a little bit of question of how long I was modded and how long parking was modded.
Mm-hmm.
So I started like I'd been subbed to Huggy for a while, but I didn't really start like frequenting his streams until maybe like I want to say a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago
Mm-hmm.
ish. Um, and I had, for the record, I had made it like clear to Huggy on multiple occasions that I didn't think parking should be modded.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really like a new issue that just popped up over the last like week. It was an ongoing thing that I had mentioned to him multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I just don't really think parking should have had mod in the chat. So, or slug for that matter.
Yeah.
But it started because of parking. Um,
And what was why didn't you think that slug or parking should have mod?
I mean, they're just not really good people. They're doxers.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a few instances where people were being doxed in Huggy's chat. One of the times that it was happening, it was actually a fake account of Parking Tiger's mom, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, Parking had mod status. He could have easily gotten rid of the account that was like apparently his mom. But he didn't. Instead, he was just kind of like sitting in chat complaining about it. So I was the one who ended up having to get rid of it. Um, and there were just other instances where like Hishish would pop up in chat. I think Alpha Russ also got doxed in the chat
Mm-hmm.
like a week ago or something. And parking just wouldn't do anything about it. He would just like let it be there. You know what I mean?
You know how, and so like parking had said that he didn't know how to be mod. What is, because like technically for me too, like I've been modded in chats before, and I have
He didn't know how
like
to be.
I didn't know how to no. So like when I was first modded in Keemstar's chat, I was like, oh okay, and I had no idea to what to do to like um even like I didn't even know that because I was on mobile for the most part.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
I was like clicking things and I didn't know what it took me a few tries to get it, and then I kept on like accidentally clicking on the wrong people, and then I didn't know
Mm.
how to turn it back. It was a whole mess. But like, what do you say to that when he says like I didn't even know how to do like that? I don't even know why he modded me. I didn't know what to
Well,
do.
yeah, I mean, I knew that he said that he didn't know why he was modded.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't remember him saying that he didn't know how to mod. I think he was like a mod in fucking Savo's chat and shit, wasn't he?
No, yeah, but I mean, like, I was a mod in Nicholas Diorio's chat for a little bit, but that was more so Nicholas Diorio knew who was real and who wasn't real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak to whether he knows how to mod or not. I think it seems a little silly that he wouldn't know how. I mean, I guess I could give him the benefit of the doubt that he doesn't, but I don't really trust anything that Parking Tiger says.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, no, that's understandable. I mean, there's like, but like that comes down to like, like a personal thing, like kind of like a like diva, like saying like using everything against me, even if it's not even what it
mhm.
is, kind of thing. But in her mind, she's right about me when about my tweets and whatnot, even though
Yeah,
she's misinterpreting it, because she doesn't like me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I would say I hold the same standard for anybody who's in the SNT. To
yeah,
be fair,
yeah,
um, I mean, maybe it's a personal bias or whatever, but I know that there's quite a few people within the community who operate on the same level where it's just like anybody who is in the SNT is just kind of iffy and
Yeah.
questionable.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but like Leia and Abby were both in SNT.
Abby said that she wasn't.
No, Abby was definitely in the SNT server.
Because I remember distinctly getting into like an argument with Abby, I believe, at some point.
There, because like I remember her when Salva was big. You know what I mean? When I remember her, like I think that was like one of the big. Oh wait, maybe it was Chris the Narc, but I do remember her being in the server.
I know she was in the server. Because I think we actually just talked about this like
But it was like
maybe a couple weeks
it
ago.
wasn't like the public one. It was the SNT news team server.
The news was that the one that got that was the one that after all the shit happened, like people were going through and taking screenshots of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was one of the ones who went through the server and took like a bunch of screenshots and shit. And Abby wasn't doing anything in the server, really. Like she was just posting links and shit.
Yeah. I mean, but like if your belief is anyone that was in the S&T server is bad, then wouldn't that apply to Abby?
I mean, sure, if you wanted to, but like the thing is I went through and looked at it myself, and there was a huge difference between like the kind of conversations that were being had between people like Clara, Parking Tigers, CJ, and all of them, and like Abby just occasionally popping in or whatever. Like it kind of just comes down to
how
individual
active they
basis.
were.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make that clear, especially for anybody listening, because they'd be like, "Well, Abby," you know what I mean? So like, or Leia, or like so and so.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know Leia was in there. So.
Well, like I think that let me see, because I know that when it all started, that was like a big argument with everyone. Like even after the tipster stuff, there was a big argument. Like, you were part of the secret tipster server, and like people are like, no, I wasn't, and stuff like it's always a big, whenever someone gets outed, there's always a big argument of who was supportive. Like people even think like me, like I was in that secret, but Tipster never let me into any of it because all of the goth mommies hated me. So and even like when I bitched about it at one point, I was like, wait, there's a server? You have a server? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, give me the link. And he wouldn't give me the link. So.
It was like, I can't remember what the server was called. Some weird fucking, I don't know. The Cum Zone. Yeah, that's what it was. He had like 2 different servers at some point that were the Cum Zone, and they both ended up getting deleted. I was actually in those servers. I have no bones about saying it. I was in both of them, but I wasn't active in them, so.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like there's always that kind of contention, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that it wasn't so much, if you were in S&T, it's more of, how active were you in S&T, correct?
I would say, to be more specific, it's really just like the people that are most well known for being in the SNT, right? Mm-hmm. Like people, like I said, like Parking Tigers, like Clara, like CJ. I know there's a couple others too that are not, I don't think they're really around as much these days. I would say Shadow Humor. He was in there a lot too. Even though I am friendly with Shadow. But yeah, basically those kind of people. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and then what about, let's see. What about the people, like, cause like Parking obviously went hard against, SNT after the fact. So would it still be? Would it still be?
I think he kind of just did that to save his own skin. To be quite honest, it kind of seemed like what they all were doing. When they started coming out with all the stories with the girls and everything, it kind of just seemed like they wanted to try to get like a good standing before everything went to shit, and it didn't really work out for them.
Wouldn't that apply to anybody that was close with Tipster and then turned on him after he got outed?
What do you mean?
So like Leia or Leon or Xylee or any of them who were like really close and really defensive, like
I
defending
mean,
Tipster, and then he got outed, and all of a sudden now they hate him.
but like this whole outed thing, I guess I'm kind of confused because what did Tipster, like I know that he did some really stupid shit, like that's obviously part of the reason why I'm not friends with him anymore.
But
But
that's what I mean. Like when he did stupid shit, everyone stopped being friends with him. Like
mhm,
certain, so it was like a kind of a domino effect. It was like Augie and Nick and them, and then the community people who already didn't like Tipster were like, yeah, I told you all along. And then it was like, and then it kind of went down the line. Like then
mhm,
Leia, and then Xylee, and or then Leon and Xylee, and then like Kristen. Like it kind of went down the
yeah,
line. It wasn't like all at once everyone was like, yeah, this is messed up. It was like Nick and Augie, and then down the line. And
yeah,
this is like more so not so much like, oh, this is factual, this is how it happened. It's more so this is how it looks like it happened. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I mean, I tried to give Tipster the benefit of the doubt for quite a while. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it took me a while before I think it was actually the
Bo Black's thing.
Bo Black's conversation that actually like really was what did it for me in
Mm-hmm.
regards to Tipster. I tried for a while
Mm-hmm.
to be like, come on, dude, like you're being really stupid here. We can turn this around. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like this. But that's just not how it worked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And then and I know that like the tipster thing isn't close to what like the salvo thing is.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, just like optically, that's what I was saying. Like, wouldn't it like parking in them actually turned on salvo prior to everybody else? You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
was like, no, no, we're just gonna wait. We don't think this is real, kind of thing. And then
yeah.
when they found out it was real, then it everyone was like, okay, all right, yeah, fuck Salvo. And so then, with Tipster, it's kind of thing like there were certain people that turned on him prior to everybody else. So that's why I'm wondering, like, when you say they probably did it to save their own skins, technically they turned on Salvo before the community turned on Salvo.
Right, like they were collecting information. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's the thing though, is it sounded to me like what happened in that server was a bunch of them had kind of like started talking about what was going on behind the scenes or whatever, like and were in a sense like plotting on Salvo,
Like
if
gay
that makes
opping.
sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what they've always done is gay op, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the biggest thing. They have like a long track record of this kind of like bullshit behavior.
Yeah.
And for a while there, like a couple months back, parking was sort of being accepted back into the community. I was even one of the people who was like giving him a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, funny enough, it was actually Leia's Parking Tigers as a Liar McLiarson stream
Mm-hmm.
is part of the reason why I ended up reblocking all of those guys.
Oh yeah.
Funny enough. So,
Oh, well, GG Leia. Leia stock's going up. All right. Okay. So it started with. So you and Huggies issues started with parking and Slug being mods.
parking first.
Parking
Slug
first.
came later. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then how did it evolve from there?
Like I said, there was a few instances where stuff was just happening in the chat, and it was like, "Come on, Huggy! Like, this is why this dude should not have mod power."
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is too, like I said, Hashish would pop up in chat, and there were mods that would time out Hashish, rightfully so,
Mm-hmm.
and he would use his mod power to snitch out who was timing out Hashish, which is fucked up because it's like he knows what Hashish does,
Yeah.
and so like you're kind of putting a target on whoever it is that's timing them out, essentially.
Yeah. And then how do
Um,
you, and you know that he was
he would
telling.
literally write in chat do it. He would
Oh
say
wow.
who timed them out right in chat right after Hashish would get timed out.
Oh, that's yeah. That's kind of that's real. That is kind of
It's
messed
super
up.
fucking sus and
Yeah,
shady. Yeah.
yeah. That is messed up. Okay, I understand that now much better. Yeah, that is because, like, I talked to Huggy about Hashish, and I was like, there's a difference between Slug, or Hugin and his sheets. Because Slug and Hugin, when they dox, they kind of dox, like, it's not good, but their reasoning is this person fucked me over, whereas Hashish will dox just because he can.
Yeah, just for no reason, and he's said that. So, but yeah, that was my biggest issue. Is just like he's literally putting a target on anybody who's timing out Hashish, and it's like, why do you want Hashish in the chat in the first place? You know, it's just kind of weird. I was actually watching Leia's McLiarson stream right before we started this call, and it's just really, it's really funny to me. If Leia, if you watch this, you should go back and watch that. Parking Tigers is a liar. McLiarson stream, girl, is all I'm saying, because I don't think I'm the only one doing any backtracking around here. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like, wait, so, oh, yeah, I forgot that. I forgot that you and Leia blood supported. Oh, no, like, no, there's a lot of, like, the backtracking thing, I think it's when you're mad at someone, it is a good fallback, but it's a trap. It's a trap that you put yourself in, because if you start going after people for backtracking, then you really got to go after everyone. And pretty much everyone at some point in time has, quote unquote, backtracked.
Yeah.
People, like, I mean, like I just said, tipster stuff. Half of you backtracked. You know what I mean? In a way,
yeah.
Like the majority, like they're like, and like even with people that accept lyrics in the community but don't accept tipster, like that's technically backtracking, because lyrics got outed for liking Lolly the same way tipster did. So, like,
right? You know, yeah, so, I wasn't around for the lyrics shit when that happened, but yeah,
I watched like when lyrics came back, and I remembered that. But then I looked back at like old lyrics videos about it, and I was like, "Oh, crap!" Well, you know, and he did. He got outed for liking Lolly. Then he left the community, and then he came back, tried to rebrand as some like game review channel, left, and then he came back again, and went back to his old ways, and it was all good in the hood, because hey, you go with the cabal, you're in the cabal. And
that's right. The cabal is real.
The cabal is real. But all right. So we got.
Can I just say, this whole guilt by association conversation that's been happening is just really funny to me. Not to keep going on about Leia something's Parking Tigers is a liar McLiarson stream, but it's just funny because literally everybody is guilty of guilt by association around here.
Yes.
Didn't Leia herself recently was doing the same thing to anybody who was associated with Hugin. She was doing it to Valid Creations. In the Parking Tigers is a liar McLiarson stream, she literally says that Parking Tigers is Hashish's best friend. Is that not guilt by association?
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, that is. I mean, it is, because you're saying, oh, so this person is friends with this person, and that's bad, you know?
And yeah, and Slug as well does the same thing.
Yeah.
He does it to anybody that's associated with Hugin. He was doing it on Huggy's stream the other night, where he was like timing out people like Breezy, etc. Again, all because they're associated with Hugin, and they can say, "Oh, well, we're just doing it because they keep doing this guilt by association." No, Slug, you've always done that to anybody who's associated with Hugin. You can't say that it's a new thing now because you believe that it's being done wrongfully to you.
Well, when it comes to Slug, his reasoning for his accusations against Alpha Russ, like I heard one of his streams where he was talking about it, one of the older streams where and I asked Alpha and I asked Slug what was going on, but one of his things was, well, Alpha Russ was cool with Steve to leave, and there were these people in this Discord that were doing this thing that caused my mom to have a heart attack. So that is guilt by association. If you're saying, well, just because Alpha Russ was associating with these people that did this thing, that's literally guilt by association. But also, it's everyone
is guilty of it. Everybody's guilty.
Everyone's guilty of it. I mean, even now, like, people still are like, oh, well, Jessica's still cool with Tipster. Like, okay, yeah, because I don't give a shit. And like, oh
I
my god,
know, it's so funny.
as not like his issues with the community are not my issues. Like, holy crap,
It's
he
so funny.
like, huh, like, sorry, that like, and there's like, um, 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 there's like, if I like even people that do, oh, like, oh, you're cool with, um, uh I don't know. Like people that are cool with Colleen Ballinger
Yeah,
get guilted by association. People that
yeah,
are cool, like you know, it's and it's just all comes down to personal things. Like you got a personal gripe against somebody, and if somebody else that you like is cool with that person, then you're gonna get a side eye at least. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Everyone does it, and it's actually just human nature. Um, and but back to the mod thing. One of the things that a lot of people had issues with was you saying that you would time out Slug and you would time out people, like not just jokingly, because we know yours and Matt's thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But you've been known
Oh no,
to
Slug
time
is open
people
game.
out. Yeah,
Slug
you.
is open game. In any chat, Slug is open game. And I make no bones about. I don't hide the fact that I hide people like Slug and that like.
People that you don't like.
I mean, it's not just people that I don't like. It's just those people in specific,
Mm-hmm.
literally. For instance, like Ember Lily sometimes comes into K Huck's chat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Ember Lily. I actually fucking hate Ember Lily.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't hide her or time her out in the chat.
Why
Um,
don't you time her out, but you time out Slug?
because he's a doxer,
That's
an admitted doxer.
okay. So there's got to be something that they do that's like that's actual taboo in order to
Yeah,
get that kind of treatment
yeah.
from you. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, it's usually just me fucking around. Like I
Mm-hmm.
jokingly time out Peepaw. Jokingly time out D-Max or fucking Matt Pitt or whoever. Um, it's not other than that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, in the clear as mud chat, even
Mm-hmm.
Slug is open game. You
Mm-hmm.
can time him out as much as you want. Nobody's gonna say shit. In most of the chats that I frequent, Slug's already hidden anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. I think uh I'm yeah, because if it's just like doxers or people that are like bad jujus, like what
Yeah.
about people like Ghosty? Would you time Ghosty
Oh
out?
yeah, yep,
Uh huh.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I've hidden, and on my now suspended Twitter, unfortunately, I had like a whole thing going where any chat that I had a mod in, I would hide his ass,
Yeah.
and guess what? All those people, matter of fact, and a couple of them, they specifically modded me so that I could hide Ghosty.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not like I'm doing it and they're like have a problem with it,
Yeah.
you know?
Have you ever had an issue where you muted someone or hid someone and the streamer had an issue with it?
No.
So that's fine. It's their channel. So honestly, anybody who has an issue with what you do should really just take it up with the streamer. Because
Yeah.
if they're not going to stop you, then that means that they're co-signing it.
Peepaw literally gave me mod in the clear as mud chat so that I could time Slug out.
Yeah, that's
So,
yep.
like, if y'all have a problem with it,
Right?
you know.
Then take it up with the streamer. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. And so, all right. Now let's get back. Okay. So, had you talked to Huggy? You're like, I have it. You know, come on. Why do you have him modded? And then what happened after that? How did it evolve from there?
So there was, I can't remember, there was some fucking stream happening. I don't know if it was the same one where, like, Ember Lily and Abby were arguing or what. But it was the same night that Alpha Russ was doxxed in his chat. And I called in and I was like, Huggy, like, what the fuck, bro? This is exactly why Parking Tiger shouldn't be fucking modded. This is just ridiculous. Like, you shouldn't be surrounding yourself with people like this. Like, why are you surprised that it's happening when these are the people you're choosing to surround yourself with?
Mm-hmm.
And I was also mad because, like, you're allowing this person to exist in your chat who is, and if anybody wants to come at me for saying that fucking Parking Tigers is friendly with his sheesh, guilt by association, I think guilt by association when it comes to people like this is good. I'm all fucking for it, okay? I'm gonna guilt by associate my little heart away when it comes to people like that, and you cannot fucking stop me. it's like, why are you letting these people exist? Like, because he was supposedly friends with me and K-Huck, and it's like, he's friends with somebody who doxed K-Huck for no fucking reason, just because he could.
Yeah.
And you're just allowing this person to exist in your chat as a mod. And to me, it's just like, if I was friends with somebody and they're fucking and they got doxed on the internet and their doxer was hanging out in my chat, I would not allow them to exist there.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fair. I actually did talk to him about that, and he kept on bringing up the fact of his little suicide tweet and how she's
that's fucking
and
so fucking. First of all, why the fuck are you out here? And I mean, whatever. Is it taboo to call it suicide baiting? Like, what else am I supposed to call it?
Well, apparently it is, because when I said it about Colton, I got a lot of shit. So
I mean, I don't know what else to like.
So, the way I feel, and everyone knows this. Like, you put like when Huggy was telling
even Slug called it suicide baiting.
Yeah,
he admitted that on Huggy's stream that he called it suicide baiting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've seen the difference, but like people bring up Etika a lot, but the difference between Etika and like Colton or like Huggy's tweet is just, it's a matter of, are you serious, or are you seeking?
Is it attention?
Yeah. And it's hard to say. And so for me, the best line of action for me is always just ignore it. Because I mean, honestly, for me personally, and I told Huggy this, there's few people that I actually consider like friends that I would reach out to and I would care about. And as heartless as it seems, some of these people, if they did go bye-bye, I probably wouldn't even notice. Just to be fair. Like, I'd be like, oh shit, they're gone. Like, there was that dude who everyone shit on. Oh my god, I always forget his gosh darn name. Like, the dude that died. And like, he dated Mango. Or like, the snowballing guy that died. Like, I forgot that he died. I even forgot who he is now. But it's like,
oh, no.
It's like, you know what I mean? But so like, and then you get people like Clancy or Colton who have done it so much that it's like, you're the boy who cried wolf. So the day that you do it, you know, you can't blame people for side-eyeing your little suicide tweet, because you've done it so much that it's just like, is this just another one of those things?
Right.
Like, so, I mean, my go-to, as heartless as it sounds, is fuck, I just ignore it. But also, I didn't see that tweet of Huggies. But if I did, I would have been like, I wouldn't have said shit. I would have scrolled right past it. But
yeah, no, I didn't see it either. That was one of the things that Slug was like harping on Huggy's other stream there, where Leia called and everything. He was like, so did any of these people like message you after that tweet or whatever? And I was like, for one, my Twitter was deleted. Like, I deleted my Twitter for like a day, so I didn't even see the fucking shit, because he was asking like if I had DM'd Huggy or whatever. Yeah. But no, I didn't even see it. And you and I have a similar friend group on Twitter, and I've talked to some people about this as well. And Huggy seems to have a little bit of a track record to make tweets like this.
Oh.
So,
yeah, I mean, like, who's to say what's serious and what's not serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I could see. I mean, let me see. Like, just now, the 11th, I don't know if that was the one where he's like...
The one where his family...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then I wonder if there might have been other ones before that, but either way, like, I don't see how reaching out constitutes blind devotion, you know?
Right, that's a thing, and they were sitting up on this panel trying to equate, like, saying, like, we're clearly worse people than Hashish because we didn't reach out to Huggy for this tweet that I personally didn't even see.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's
how long have you and K Huck been friends with Huggy? Do you remember? Do you know?
Um, I don't. I mean, like I've known of Huggy for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've been subbed to his channel for a while. But I didn't start frequenting him until, like I said, maybe like a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, because
So
I
I don't.
wonder how long has Hashish been supportive of Huggy, as opposed to how long you guys have been supportive of Huggy, and then it becomes like what, like it becomes a matter of who's been there for you prior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
wonder if I never even thought to ask Huggy that, but I wonder, like, Huggy obviously is gonna watch this, so I want you, I want him to think about that. Like, how long have these other people been supporting you and helping you, and been your friends, as opposed to Hashish? Because I'm wondering if Hashish came into Huggy's life as you guys were fading out of it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. I know that as far as like Ashish goes, he has been around at the very least since SNT.
Yeah.
Because I first heard about him while the SNT was still a thing.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just I I I only knew really about him after Peepaw.
Hmm.
And then I forgot about him, and then I just recently remembered him again. So, like, but
No,
um
he's been around for a while.
I wonder how long. I wonder how long he's been friends with Huggy, or even how long Slug's been friends with Huggy. Like, because
Yeah.
you always see sometimes in this community where, as certain things start to happen, as drama happens within friend groups, then that friend starts to drift towards other people for support when they're not getting support from their current friends. So I'm wondering if that was the case. Like, I'm wondering if Huggy started getting complaints from you guys, and then
Mhm.
he started drifting towards Slug, because
Yeah.
as a outlet for, okay, well, I can't really, I feel like I can't talk to these my friends anymore because they keep on giving me shit, but here's Slug, who supports me no matter what I do, and now here's Hashish, who replied to a tweet that I made. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just wondering if that was the case, and I wish I would have asked him, but I'm sure he'll comment under this video. So.
That's really what it seems like. It really just kind of seems like Huggy just wants to surround himself with people who are only telling him what he wants to hear.
Mm-hmm.
He just seems like somebody who's very easily influenced, and if you're nice to the guy, then he'll kind of just like bring you into the fold, and that's that.
Yeah.
And that's part of why, like this whole Slug thing, I didn't I didn't really know that Huggy and Slug were like super friendly, I guess. Because it wasn't until recently that he started like going on Slug streams and all this shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know how long they've been like friends or friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume Slug was in the server prior, but
What was the thing that caused? Because I know that you were cool with Slug for a while. What caused your rift with Slug?
okay. So yeah, actually, I did note this because it was brought up
Mm-hmm.
in the interview. So the reason why I stopped associating with Slug was not because he was like mean to me or because of like a personal reason.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I stopped associating with Slug is because I told him back in like early January that if he fucked up and I found out that he was like doxing or doing any fucking bullshit like that,
Mm-hmm.
I was one and done and I would completely cut ties with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the Why So Demented shit happened, and he was allegedly giving Why So Demented Salwo's docs, and I kept my word, and I completely disassociated with him at
Mm-hmm.
all.
And so, when you say allegedly, what do you mean? So, like, you're not for sure that he was giving Why So demented Salvo's docs?
So what he was giving Demented, from what I know, is there is a Twitter account that has existed for quite some time of Salvo, where it has like an address listed and everything.
Yeah, I know that account.
Yeah, that was what he was giving Demented. So it's not like for sure whether that's like an actual address that Salvo has lived at or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
But just like the fact that he was giving it to Demented at all instead of just saying no is stupid. And so I just, like I said, I kept to my word. I told him, if you do anything like this, I'm going to cut ties with you. There's not going to be chances. I'm just going to cut ties with you and be done. And that's exactly what I did.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. And then, if, so like when it comes to Slug, he is like a cockroach. So like, he's never ever truly out of the community. If he ever ended up coming back in, the way he was prior to, like, technically, we don't even know for sure if he's even fully out of the community right now. Like, but if he ever came back in the way he was before, where he's allowed in chats and he's allowed, kind of, he's not shunned, like he's not blackballed, you know what I mean? What do you like? A lot of
I would not associate with him at all.
Right.
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. I just want to get that taken care of. All right. So, so Huggy, you're talking to Huggy, and he's like, so when you were like, hey, why do you have PT, Parking Tigers and Slug as mod? And I'm assuming he was ignoring it, or what happened after that?
Well, like he would say that he would take it into consideration when I because every time I brought it up, for the record, was public on stream. And one of the times he's like, I'll take it into consideration, blah blah blah. And then like the last time I did it, which was that big stream where I came in and like yelled at him, he didn't say anything, and I was just like, all right, fuck this, I'm out, I'm leaving. So he would kind of act like he was taking that into consideration and that whatever, but then nothing ever actually came of it. It wasn't until that stream where Alpha Russ got doxxed, and I came in and yelled at him, and then the next day Parking Tigers was no longer a mod. So I'll give him that much. He did unmod him, but like it took that for it to happen, despite me warning him multiple times, like, hey, this is kind of a problem, you maybe shouldn't have him modded.
And then in regards to like the future between like you and Huggy, like if he continues associating with Slug,
I'm pretty much done associating with Huggy at this point.
No matter what.
Yeah, like there's just Slug and Parking Tigers aside, there's just some stuff. I think he's kind of shady, and I'm just kind of all set. It doesn't benefit me, and I don't lose anything by not associating with him.
I think that this with my interview with Huggy, I think that this situation really had him like being more upfront, because I asked him, I'm like, when people tell you these things, are you just saying, yeah, no, you might be right? And he was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, yeah, stop doing that. Yeah, stop doing that.
Yeah,
and I was
he's not going to stop doing it. He's not going to. It's all he's ever done. He's just, he's kind of just like a leaf in the wind. He's just blowing in whatever direction it takes him.
Yeah. And I want to see where he goes from there, but like it does kind of seem like prior. I don't know about now, because of course we haven't really seen it, but like it seemed like prior it was like you guys were kind of hitting the nail on the head, where it's like your reaction or your behavior changes based on who you're talking to. So I could see that, and it. From the outside, like someone who just like me, I wasn't even subbed to him, and so I missed all this drama. And like even Badwick tends to stream on platforms that I don't really pay attention to. Like I only watch Twitch for Chud, you know what I mean? And Kick doesn't have background play, so if you stream on Kick, I'm not watching you, because I'm not keeping my phone open. I only listen. I don't watch. But so like I missed all this stuff. But as an outside, it kind of seems like, oh, here's these people that are saying that they're really good friends with Huggy, but now that he's associating with, now that he's like saying, no, I don't want to stop being friends with these other people, they're like, all right, well, we're not going to be friends with you now. It seems like it seems like a cabal thing, but I tried to explain to Huggy there's a difference because hashish is involved. It's not so much, and so like for when
Yeah,
you
yes and no. It's hashish, but also, like I said, PT and Slug also have a terrible track record. And my issue was never, and I'll keep saying this. Leia can say that I backtracked on it all she wants, but my entire point this entire time has been, I don't think, like, I don't care if you're friends with these people. I don't even care if they're in the server. Yes, I did. Guess what? I did ban fucking PT from his server a couple times just to be a petty bitch. But I don't care if he's friendly with them or associates with them. But if he truly wants to grow, like he continuously says he does, he's not going to get anywhere with these people, is my point. They shouldn't have power. That's been my point the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, but like, I don't know if no, he's not going to grow. Really, that is true, but I don't know if him not associating with them would be anything. I mean, like with Slug, there's people that
he's gained quite a few subs. He's gained quite a few subs on his channel since I started going on his streams regularly and etc. Like, I'm not going to say that's all because of me, but it did benefit him.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like he's probably going to lose some subs platforming Slug regularly. I mean, I already unsubscribed, so
yeah. Oh no, yeah, no. There is little benefit to having Slug, and I do think that, I mean, yes, it's incredibly cabal to say, but like the cabal is strong. Okay, so
I mean, like it or not, if you want to do well in this community, at some point you do kind of have to go along with the herd mentality. It's just the way it is.
It is.
And if that's what he wants, then, if you're going to ask everybody for advice like he was, you have to be willing to take some of that advice as well.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to sometimes take and swallow some of the shit that you disagree with, in order to be, because it's politics, and there's politics in it all, and there's Sen, like, had Sen continued going after Augie and Nick and all them the way he was, he wouldn't have the ability to criticize them now. You know what I mean? Like, or like, think about, let's see, who else? Doc on the radio. Doc on the radio blew the fuck up, because he did what everyone needed and what everybody, like, it's the viewers. When you're on YouTube and you're in the entertainment industry, because being on YouTube is very much the entertainment industry, like, think of even people that aren't on YouTube, mainstream entertainers and stars and celebrities, they, you cross the line of what they deem as acceptable. There are literally morality clauses in everybody's contract. Amber Heard got cut for the most part. She's got one single scene in Aquaman because she went against the cabal. It's like, it's something, and I told him, and I was like, when you're small and you're starting out, don't be me when I was starting out. You know what I mean? There's a way back, but if you burn it, you don't. If you burn the bridge and to smithereens, there's nothing to come back to. And the reason why Slug and certain people like Hugin and whatnot will never grow to
No.
Augie or to Nick or anything is because they purposely go against the grain sometimes.
Yeah.
And they do what they want, which is fine. Do what you want, but don't bitch when you're stuck in a rut,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you need a community to grow. All
Yeah.
these YouTubers like Philip DeFranco and Moist Critical, and even like the ones that we hate, like Hassan and the Twitch poll group, and like the Texas Austin group, like Pokimane, all of them. Do you think that they got that way by being themselves and going against the grain? No, they got that way
No.
because they catered to the community that they wanted. And they still do. Like Pokemon, like once they're large, once you're there, once you get that platform and you get that community and you get that army, by all means be what you want, but it's a ladder for a reason. It's not, you can't step, and the ladder is the people that you what's that network with. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I am now had I not networked my ass off with people. Like, I used to be even though I didn't want to be, I was extremely active in Discords. In any Discord I could get in, as soon as I got into Discord, I was active in it. And I stayed
Yeah.
active in it. And I made friends in those Discords. And then we made group chats. And then I made personal friends with them. And then we followed each other on Twitter and, whatnot. Like, it's a game, and everyone, you can play the game or you don't have to play the game, but if you don't play the game, then you're not gonna you're not gonna grow to the heights that you see other people growing.
Yeah.
You can stay in your lane all day long. That's fine. And if you enjoy making your own type of content and staying in your lane and staying out of the drama, that's fine. But here in this commentary community, it's just not. That's not the game. That's not the ladder that's gonna get you anywhere. That's the ladder that you're gonna be stuck on the first step forever and ever and ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right at the beginning of your interview with Huggy too, I think he said something about how people think he's gonna be like in a doxing ring or whatever. I never thought that Huggy was gonna be in a doxing ring. My concern is just like I said, the people that he's surrounding himself with are gonna smother him. And I think he's gonna end up seeing that sooner than later. When he stops seeing these people that he looks up to showing up in his chat. Like Peepaw, like D-Max, like Xylee. They are they don't really want to associate with those people either, so don't be surprised when they stop supporting you,
yeah.
um
I mean, it's already happening. There's plenty of creators already, like large creators that that were interested in this drama, mainly because you and Leia. There was blood sports, and everyone foaming at the mouth for some blood, for some woman on woman crime. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but mainly it was that caused them to put an eye on it, and sad to say, these large creators, their first impression of Huggy is, oh, he's cool with doxers, and that's not, unfortunately for Huggy, that's his impression, and the only way he's gonna get away from it is to get away from them. But now he's stuck, because even if he got away from them, he's burnt a good chunk of that bridge back to these big creators that might have very well supported him. Like, think of K-Hawk. K-Hawk is literally a micro channel, okay? Like, I love K-Hawk, but she's a micro channel, okay?
We're growing fast, though.
But she's growing like crazy. She got Bo Blacks and Willie Mack.
Yeah.
I paid for a Bo Blacks. I paid for Bo Blacks to be on my channel. Okay, I think I paid him $350 to read some tweets or to read something for me.
You know how we got Willie Mac? Me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
She had DM'd Willie Mac, and he was like, "If it's maggot at its show, I'll come on."
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, and like there's people that don't like it, and at first I didn't. I fought against it like nobody else's freaking business. And then I realized well, actually I didn't. People and DMAX helped me realize where I was going wrong and helped me realize that, the content I make, they just helped me realize that I was on a good track, but I was destroying myself. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so, it's people aren't going to like it when you first get in this. And then there's people that stay not liking it, and you can see where they are now, and you can see the people that kind of, enter into the politics of it. Like I know people say, oh, the commentary community is a bunch of, I don't know what they say. Like it's a touch fest. I don't even remember what they say. But it's like everyone
circle jerk.
Circle jerk, yeah. Everyone just circle jerks, but that's not really the actual thing. No, we're not circle jerking each other.
We actually disagree a lot.
A lot. They disagree quite a lot. However, they also there are unspoken rules. And if you go against those unspoken rules, we're not kicking you out because you went against our rules. We're kicking you out because we made these rules to protect everyone.
Yeah, and it's about respect too.
Yeah,
it's about respect too.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
What did you think in your interview when you were talking to Huggy and he was like, he was fully okay with saying that Ghosty was a piece of shit for lying about his mom, right? Mm-hmm. But he wasn't willing to say that Hashish was a bad person.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I took quite a bit of issue with that because I think that's when I decided to try to give him an example of where the difference between people like Ghosty and whatnot and Hashish comes into. But it's like he was like, I hate Milltown. Why do you hate Milltown? Because he said that I was a charity case.
Yeah.
Wait, what? That's it? That's what made you hate Milltown?
But Hashish is cool because he commented on your suicide bait.
Yeah, so it's a very selfish mindset. And that's fine. Have that. Do you, whatever you want to do. But if you're going to be selfish and only think about yourself, then that's where you're going to end up, is by yourself. Mm-hmm. Always. Because even in this case, like, if he's going to like continue to be selfish and only think of what makes him happy and who's nice to him, the day, if or when, because I'm not going to make assumptions, but if or when Slug or Hashish and them churn on Huggy, what do you got? You got nothing. So
I think Slug is just using it for content. That's what it comes down to for me. I think he's just using Huggy in this whole situation for content. I think that Slug feels scorned by the community. We see Slug says it all the time. Mm-hmm. This community constantly just uses me and then throws me away and blah blah.
Yes.
Like, this man is spiteful. He hates this community and he hates a lot of the people in this community. And I really just think he's using Huggy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Slug's right. We all use Slug for something or other. Mm. We're not like me. I keep Slug around because if I need something, he's definitely one of the people that I can go to ask, and 9 times out of 10 he has it. There's content creators that I don't interact with at all unless I need something from them. There's but it is what it is. Slug's useful for Tommy to bully. You know what I mean? If and when it comes to Slug, if he doesn't like it, then stop interacting. You know what I mean? Because that's, I mean, if you see that and you say, oh, fuck this community, they just use me. Okay, but why are you letting them do that?
But he still shows up in everybody's chats, still, you know, looks for attention, you know what I mean? Like, you say that, but you're still hanging around.
Yeah, you're not, if you're interacting with the community, but you think that we're using you, then you're still allowing us, you're handing us it. You're giving us the plate and saying, here, eat my food. You know what I mean? And I mean, Slug's never been cruel to me, but I'm also like, I'm like the virtual neutral party. I'm that meme that was posted where they put me as true neutral is literally the way. It is me. But there are certain characters that I will never be neutral to. Like Kashish. And there's good fucking reason for it. It's
exactly.
Because if they're dangerous, there's a difference between, you know, like I said, there's a difference between Slug and Hugin and their level of danger and Hashish. Because if I told Huggy, I was like, me just talking to you and putting it on the channel, or me going on Slug stream and talking about this stuff, that already puts me on the radar and it puts me at the risk. And I was like, and that's what the level of danger. There's different levels.
He's threatened to dox everybody. He's threatened to dox everybody in the community. He's threatened to dox me. He has doxed Peepaw, K-Huck, you know, everyone. Ember Lily, Leia. Alpha, a lot of people, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that there's anybody that he wouldn't dox. I mean, there's a good chance that he would dox Huggy. I mean, wasn't Hashish cool with Milltown, and he still doxed Milltown.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't think they were cool. I think that that's like a new thing now, because I guess that Milltown is like interviewing Hashish or whatever. But they weren't initially cool. I don't know what Milltown's move is there really, but no, they weren't initially cool. Before, Milltown was like on a whole crying arc about how it really fucked with his mental health, and, you know, nobody came to my aid when Hashish was doxing me and my entire family and all this bullshit. But now he wants to interview the guy. It's just like...
Yeah. And that's another thing that I think Huggy had an issue with was... He brought up the fact that when Slug got doxxed, nobody did anything, and he said that some people were laughing about it, and I was like, there's a time and a place. Most people literally ignore Slug until they need him. And
funny enough, I know exactly what tweet Huggy's talking about too, because I even commented on it. Let me see if I can find it. Here. I'm going to say this so it's clear. You can think what you want about people like Slug, but doxing his parents like Hugin did today is so fucked up. Slug's parents are not involved in any of this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so my response was also Slug, and I posted a clip of him talking about, and this is the funny part too, because when you were doing your interview with Huggy, he was like, oh, well, you know, when Slug has Hashish on, he tells him, you know, there's not going to be any crazy doxing shit or any of that. But I have clips literally on Twitter of Slug and Hashish talking about doxing on stream, not talking about like
the Ruby Violet.
Yeah. And so I posted this as a response. I was like, also Slug, and then I posted the clip and I said, and I was informed today that he was encouraging Hashish to dox me yesterday. No, I don't have a clip because he members all his streams. I don't think his parents or even him should be doxed, but maybe don't associate with people like that.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, it's the same thing as, like, it's kind of like when a murderer says don't murder. It's like, it's just like, but you know, it's a side eye. Like you can agree, don't murder, but you know, why weren't you thinking about that when you were murdering people?
It's like this whole guilt by association thing. Like you're not gonna go hang out with the guy who just held a gun to your head the other day's friends. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna go hang out with the guy who beat you to a pulp the other day's friends. Like it doesn't make any sense. Guilt by association is not always a bad thing.
No. You don't.
In some cases, it's good.
Yeah, you don't see Batman hanging out with the people that killed his parents. You see Batman going, that's the reason why Batman became Batman, was because people killed his parents. You know what I mean? And yeah, it is. Sometimes it is a good thing. Like, if anybody, the people that, no one really hurt Scott, because Scott's just, everybody loves Scott. But if somebody hurts Scott, I'm not going to be like, well, I know that they hurt you, babe, but they're cool to me. They commented nice things under my tweet. I'm not gonna do that. But
yeah,
and like when when my Scott came on for a little bit to the stream and people were asking him questions, he was like, bro, they're like, that one person was vile, and he was talking about Slug, and he was like, because Slug was saying some vile thing, asking vile questions, and so I was like, no, you're right, and I was like, yeah, we're not doing that again. No, and
it's a loyalty thing. It's a loyalty thing. Like, if, like I said, and that's part of the reason why I was so upset, because like, I have loyalty to K-Huck, and I find it very fucking annoying. Like, you're going to sit here and say K-Huck is your friend, but at the same time, you're going to allow these people to exist in your chat. Like, what kind of friend are you? Yeah. So I can understand why people think that he's kind of shady or, like, sus in that aspect, because he kind of is.
Yeah. It's not just, oh, this person is an asshole, or, oh, watch out for this person, they're shady or they're backstabbing. It's, hey, watch out for this person, they doxed me. They
they're doxing people you're friends with.
They went IRL. It's like, as if, like, it's like Ethan Ralph, who takes everything IRL often. It's like Boogie and Frank Castle. Like, if you're friends with Boogie and you see Frank Castle go to Boogie's house, you know what I mean, and harass Boogie, and then Boogie would expect you not to be friends with Frank Castle anymore. You know what I mean?
Didn't Hashish literally, like, fucking go to, like, CJ Brown's house and, like, stalk CJ Brown and tried to, like, accost his girlfriend and shit? Like, this is the person that you're choosing to associate with. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't care. Like, just because this person is nice to me, that doesn't mean I'm going to excuse them stabbing my fucking, my dog. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and I tried to explain it and tried to give him some more perspective over it, but it's just that one tweet. But then, like, I just thought about something. Huggy, if you're watching, if Milltown had commented something nice under that tweet, would you forgive Milltown for calling you a charity case? This person that you hate? You got to think of it that way. Or if, like who else? He didn't like Ghosty. If Ghosty was like, hey, Huggy, I see what you're going through with the community, and I just wanted to reach out and say I'm sorry. Are you going to be friends with Ghosty then? Because they're nice? Like, that's the thing. If you're just friends with people that are nice to you on occasion, like for in one situation, does that, like, what does that make you to other people? If you're willing to switch sides over that, like, it might not be a small thing to him, because he says that he was really in that mindset. And, personally for me, I'm jaded. So I'm like, you, like, that tweet where it's like, how are you getting bullied online? Like,
close your fucking eyes,
log off, close your eyes, kind of situation. For me, I'm that. But, take a break. It really does help, but take a real break. I was gone for like a month and a half, and he
also said he didn't know that the whole, and I don't even want to call it. It was never supposed to be like a fucking intervention stream. Huggy's literally the one who continuously uses that language for it. But he says that he didn't know that it was live when he came in. Okay, take that up with the person that reached out to him, because Victor Burns was the one who offered to reach out to Huggy to see if he would come on. So I don't know what Victor DM'd him, but if he did not make him aware that it was live, then that's on Victor.
Well, I mean, it's on Huggy admitted that it was kind of on him because it's that tipster goth mommy thing. Like when she went on to talk to Bo Blacks and she went into the live, like, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was live." Well, you went into the live and you saw that there, like, you see it whenever you go into a live chat or a live
Yeah.
stream. It says live. Not only the title of the channel that you're going into, but next to the person that's live, it says live. So like,
Well, he could literally just check like Badwick's Twitter or his Kick or whatever to see if he was live at the time. You know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't even to me that's not. It doesn't even matter if he knew or not. That's on him. It has nothing to do with anybody else but him. And he admitted that he knows that it was on him, that he didn't realize that it was live, and which is fine. He did that on his own. I didn't have to convince him to come to that conclusion. I would never, like, right now I think let's see, I don't have as many. I used to have so many more lie blah, 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 what is it? I used to have so many more discords that I used to be in because I would collect them like Pokemon. Like, literally, it was my thing. Like, I never interacted in any of them. If there was a Discord, an open Discord, I wanted it. You know what I mean? But even now, if I was to go look at any of them, I can see there's a little bubble there, and if I click on it and I can see where it says live, and like, but here in this private, like, there's the private ones, you know what I mean? Yeah. They don't say live. So it's really, it's nobody's fault but the person when they go in there. Like, there's all the signs, everything you need to say that you're live. I mean, this is basically, I'm in California. So if someone came in to my live stream, whatever, and then they tried to say that they weren't live, yeah, you could sue me all day long, but I'd win the case because I can show all the signs and all the messaging that says I am live. I wouldn't even need to say it. I wouldn't even need to ask your permission. If you came in there, then that's you giving permission for it to be live. And that's it. So
yeah, and I also get a DM from somebody saying that they had talked to Huggy yesterday, which I guess he didn't mention it in the interview, but it was like, he said that he was sorry that all of this happened. He didn't mean for any of this to happen. And I'm not quite sure what to make of that, really. Like, I
think he didn't mean for, I think, because the way he spoke in the interview, I don't think what he means is, I don't mean for me to remain friends with Slug or Hashish. I think what he means is, I didn't mean for people to get mad about it. I think that's I think that's all. Like, I think that's all it is. Because there are times like it's everyone, there's always that that whole, but I didn't intend for anyone to feel that way about it. Be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, you didn't intend for anyone to. It's not so much. You didn't intend for people to react that way. So I think that's what he means. It's like, I didn't mean for everyone to react that way, which you can't really control. Like, of course you didn't mean for bridges to be burnt, but like, you knew the one thing that would have helped the situation would have been to disavow and disengage and disassociate. And you didn't want to do that. So that wouldn't
even have been the thing for me, honestly. I just didn't think that they should have power. I don't care if he associates. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care if you associate with them. They just should not have had power. No, but it's past that point. It's past that conversation at this point for me. But like, that's all I was saying the entire time. They just should not have power.
So if he had unmodded them as soon as you said unmod them, then this would have never happened?
Yeah, on my part. And I do want to be clear, too. Like, whatever drama he has with, like, Flatley, Ember, that has nothing to do with me. Like, my issue is my own, and their issues are their own. Like I said, this issue with like PT being modded was its own separate thing that I had brought up to him on different occasions.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever Flatley and everybody else's drama is, that's their drama.
So
It's
if Nicholas Diorio modded PT and Slug in his chat, would you disassociate from Nicholas Diorio?
yeah, absolutely.
So
He would never
anybody,
do that. He would never do that. But yeah, I would.
so it doesn't matter who it is. Like if Maggot or not Maggot, you're Maggot. Hi Maggot.
Hi.
If Xylee ever did it, you would disassociate with Xylee.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean that's fair. I mean that's your opinion. That's I mean people might take issue with that because then it's like wait so you're just pissed off because like Leia argued, oh, so this is over mod status. You're complaining about mod status.
I mean, if they want to say that in regards to people who have these so blatantly, obviously bad track records, like Leia, go back and watch your fucking Parking Tigers as a Liar McLiarson stream, girl. Please.
I
Like,
think we gotta watch that. Well, I'm not live, but I gotta watch that because I don't think I ever watched that one. I think I really just I don't know. I don't know why I never watched that one.
or maybe just think about the fact of why you stopped associating with Valid Creations, like, because she was associated with Hugin. Like, everybody does it to an extent. Why are you coming at me sideways because I'm doing it? Like, I don't feel comfortable being around PT or Slug. Like, it's whatever. Like, if PT was just existing in the chat just as a chatter without mod status, I wouldn't give a fuck. And I've been on other streams where PT has been in the chat just as a regular chatter, and it's been fine. It's when these people have power that it's a problem.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean that's fair. I mean, no, I think a lot of people's issue when it comes to certain like things like that, like because like I said, they're gonna boil it down to okay, she's pissed over a mod status, and that's just the way it is, and it when you boil it down to just that, it seems kind of petty, but for you, I think. I think because you're a mod in freaking everything, that people just like you could go like some brand new streamer or some brand new creator can stream for the first time and they'll see you in chat and they'll mod you. So I think because you have so much experience as a mod and you know what information you gain from being a mod, I think when you don't boil it down to, oh, it's just mod status, and you think about, here's these two people that I feel are dangerous that are getting this extra information because they're mods. When you put it that context, it makes it a little bit more understandable, especially with the fact that, like you said that PT was telling Hashish, bro, this person. Yep, that one's the
Literally
one that silenced you right there.
Exactly what he would say. Hey. Exactly what he would say in chat. Somebody would time him out, and he would be like, "Oh, why is
so and so
for
timing?"
Perfect example. Yeah, why is this person timing out his sheesh? Like why? I mean, Leia, go back and watch your fucking Parking Tiger stream. You literally in that stream say that Parking Tigers is best friends with Hashish.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
And that was her reasoning for why she didn't like Parking Tigers?
Well, part of it. It's been a while since I watched the whole stream, but I know there's some information in there, like I said, about PT doxing, etc. She's in that stream, she's literally doing guilt by association by saying somebody that Parking Tigers is friends with tried to dox me, talking about Hashish. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, that is like, yeah, if her reasoning for being mad at Parking Tigers is Hashish, then yeah, that's guilt by association. But it's valid, but you can't bitch at other people for having that same feeling if that's
exactly
feeling. Because like especially on stream, like by all means, like there's like I told Huggy, nowadays when I get pissy at someone and I wanna pizzle out on them, I'll go to Peepaw and D-Max first. I'll be like, yo, can I pizzle out on this person? And here's the reason why I want to pizzle out on them. And they'll say, yes, be like, I don't know if that's actually valid, or they'll be like, yeah, no, pizzle the fuck out. And, certain things like that. And it's because some, people are going to use things that you do publicly against you for your entire online career. Look at Nicholas Diorio. Half of the shit he gets is for his past interactions from like years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Augie, Augie and Bo Black, people still get on them about when they were with Ralph and doing that wake up Instagram thing.
Yeah.
People are going to do it, and that's just, you can bitch and scream and rage about it all day long, but it's never going to change that people do it. It's never going to change.
Yeah.
James
they're doing it to me. They're doing it to me too, like Mr. Sen and all them, constantly bringing up the fact that I was associated with Tipster. And by all means, have at it, man. Like I said, I think guilt by association can be good in some circumstances, and hey, if fucking being a goth mommy is like my biggest crime against humanity, that's a win all day long for me. So
if there anybody that bitches at anybody for any kind of association with Tipster like that, like being friends with Tipster, they've got a long list of people to bitch at. Like Hannah. Hannah was the goth mommy. Okay.
Yeah.
She was number one goth mom. She was like, to everyone's outside, I don't care what Hannah says. The way Hannah's reputation in the community was the first ever goth mommy. I don't care that the first ever goth mommy was whatever her name is. AP. No, bitch. It was Hannah. Hannah was top Tipster goth mommy. Okay? Mm-hmm. So if they bitch at you or bitch at Leia or bitch at anybody, like, I got called the goth mommy, and fine, whatever. I just didn't get any of the benefits that you guys got, which fucking sucks. Tipster never defended me. What the fuck? He never invited me to a server. None of them.
I literally told him not to defend me, to be fair. Yeah. I was like, don't do that. I don't need you to do that.
I mean, I told him not to as well, but God, he could have at least tried.
He could have. At least a couple times.
At least a couple times. There were some times you could have jumped in, Jesus Christ. Lord, but he never, ever. And so I never got I got the title not given by Tipster. I got the title from the community, and I never got the benefits. Like I was.
Yeah, thanks now recording.
Yeah, thanks now recording. Jesus, at least give me some benefits. I want it. Like I was, after everything happened, there was a point where that he did let me in to that server.
Yeah.
And he let me follow his private account for like a day. And then I guess he thought better of it, or the other girls bitched about it. And then I got kicked out. And like I went back into my Discord and I was like,
conspiracy theory time. What if it was Leia something the entire time that was keeping you out of the inner circle?
No, I think actually what's funny is I don't even think it was Leia. Literally, AP, there was a few. There was a lot. There was like almost all of them. Almost every single one of them hated me. And it's because I would go after them on Twitter. Almost every single one of the goth mommies hated me. Most of the people that hate me because I went after them on Twitter in one form or another, for one thing or another. Like, it's very easy. I'm very easy to hate, but I'm also very easy to love,
So true.
But so I wasn't, I was ostracized from the goth mommy community by the goth mommies, and Tipster really didn't have a say in it because, when it comes to Tipster, Tipster will do what the goth mommies want. That's how it is.
You weren't missing out on much, if it makes you feel better.
Well, I wouldn't know. But yeah, like, I mean, if anybody goes after anybody for being a goth mommy, like, they're good. They got a long ass list of people. I mean, even like I said, technically, if I'm a goth mommy because me and Tipster were cool, then Xylee was a goth mommy because her and Tipster were cool. Like every female that was cool with Tipster is a goth mommy by the community standards. So if you're gonna go after Maggot or Leia or Hannah, you would also have to go after me and Xylee and freaking
a whole slew of other people.
A whole slew of other people. You would even like, and then if you want to be progressive about it, you know, and add men into the goth mommy umbrella, you have to go after Augie and Nick, and you know, there's so many people that you would have to shit on.
Goth daddies.
Yeah, the goth daddies, you know. So like, it really is. It's a losing battle. And I mean, they can do it all they want. And that's another thing. Like, I guess like Huggy will have to learn is that you're not going to please. There's always going to be people that don't like you, and your choice is like when you guys asked, when I guess it was Flatley when he asked, "Are you just a coward or a clout chaser?" Bitch, I would have said both. I am a coward and I am a clout chaser, and fucking own it, because that's like, what are they gonna say to you if you own it? What can they say? What can people say if you're like, yeah, I am a coward and I am a clout chaser? And then what? What's the next argument? Oh, well, okay, well, I don't like you anymore because of that. Okay, bye. You know what?
Yeah.
Like Chud Logic is probably the biggest lefty soy motherfucker in some cases, but like, oh my god, do people call him alt-right all day long. Stardust, for platforming Jordan Peterson, gets called alt-right by people because she platformed Jordan Peterson, and she's just like, okay. And like, she did whiteface and people got on her ass about it, and she owns it every day. I mean, but technically, because she's married to Prince Harry, she has a little clout already on that situation. So
true.
Yeah, so true. But that's the thing. And Huggy doesn't realize it. You have to grow first, and you have to get that platform first before you can be that person that says, fuck it. But if you're already getting shit for things, like, just start owning it now. Start early. You know what I mean? And then people, if you just, you know, fucking own your shit, and like, if there's no way out of the argument, fall into it. You know? And that's just a defense mechanism, really.
Yeah.
And it's a good defense mechanism, because what are people gonna say? Yeah, no, I'm a coward clout chaser. I mean, holy shit.
I mean, aren't we all here for clout anyways?
Why the fuck are we even, like, anybody that has a Twitter, a Discord, and watches YouTube and chats regularly in that YouTube, clout chaser. Gaming Witch. Gaming Witch is literally doing what I did when I first came into the community. Holy shit. Great. That's an excellent way, and she's doing a good job. That is an excellent way to get noticed, to get followed, and to be to make a name for yourself. Throw money at them. Throw lots and lots of money at them all day long. That's exactly what I did. It helped tremendously. But then be responsible with that clout, because I was not Gaming Witch. So you're doing a good job. So far, so good. Just don't pizzle out, okay?
No pizzling out.
No
not
pizzling
today.
Out. No. Gosh, we kind of went on a tangent.
Yeah, it's alright.
That happens. Oh my god, I was so professional and so good when I did the Huggy interview, and then you come along and I'm just like, let's chit chat, let's girl talk, it's like, Jesus Christ. So I told you guys.
To be fair, this is like the first time we're talking like just us one-on-one, so it's fair.
That's true. I mean, this isn't the first time.
This is the first time.
That was the first time me and Huggy talked one-on-one.
Yeah. Well,
I guess maybe it's because I've known you longer. I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And then I'm like, let's chit chat. But I've done that quite a few times. Oh my god. Sorry, Scott. It's anyways. But yeah. I guess because I kind of lost track. So we did establish that that your stance doesn't just apply to Huggy; it applies to everyone.
Yeah.
No matter their standing in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And we've established that yeah, it is guilt by association. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And then we established that Huggy's burnt the bridge between y'all, and there's really no coming back, right?
Pretty much. Yep. Yep.
Anything.
And I would say if anybody is like curious about why I feel the way I feel about people like Parking Tigers and Slug, etc., there's plenty of great content out there that covers it in thorough detail. There's one in particular on Leia Something's channel called Parking Tigers is a Liar McLiarson, and I highly recommend you guys watch it. It's very informative. There may be some guilt by association happening in that, but it's fine. It's fine if Leia does it, but whatever. Whatever.
Jesus. Oh man. I remember when I used to argue with Leia. Those were the days.
You can have it. You can have her back.
No. I don't want her back that way. I don't want her back. But any final words that you have?
No, not really. I think I said everything I needed to say, really.
All right. Well, I am talking to K-Huck tomorrow, and then hopefully all 3 interviews will be released on my channel in separate videos, of course. But yeah, do you wanna cloud up your Twitter or? Oh well, no, it's private, and I don't even remember.
I mean, you got y'all. If people want to follow it, they can. It's FUK Maggot, all one word, on Twitter.
Yep, and then you can always find her on K-Huck's channel, where she co-hosts, and also everywhere because Maggot is inevitable.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you so much for ducking.
No problem. Have a good night, Jess.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.